Kyle was a mess. A lovable mess, sure, but a mess nonetheless. He spent his days glued to his computer screen, the glow reflecting in his wide, bloodshot eyes. His fingers danced across the keyboard, a blur of activity as he navigated the treacherous waters of the internet. Gooning and edging, those twin sirens of online chaos called to him constantly. For those unfamiliar with the dark arts of internet slang, gooning refers to the act of relentlessly harassing and provoking others online. Edging, on the other hand, is the delicate art of walking the line of getting banned from online platforms, pushing the boundaries of what's acceptable just far enough to elicit a reaction. Kyle, unfortunately, was a master of both. He knew he needed to stop, to break free from this vicious cycle, but the lure of the digital abyss was too strong. It was a constant battle. One minute he'd be vowing to turn over a new leaf, to become a beacon of digital civility. The next, he'd be knee-deep in a flame war with a 12-year-old from Nebraska over the merits of pineapple on pizza. The internet was his oyster, and he was determined to suck the life out of it, one inflammatory comment at a time. Adding fuel to Kyle's chaotic fire was his boyfriend, a saccharine sweet nightmare named Nugget, or, as he was known in the online world, Hello Kitty lover. The irony wasn't lost on Kyle. Nugget was about as cuddly and comforting as a rabid badger. Their relationship was a toxic cocktail of passive-aggressive jabs, backhanded compliments and emotional manipulation. Nugget had a knack for pushing Kyle's buttons. He'd make snide remarks about Kyle's weight, calling him cuddly in a way that felt more like an insult than a term of endearment. He'd belittle Kyle's interests, rolling his eyes at his obsession with video games and anime. And yet, Kyle stayed. He was trapped in a web of his own making, bound to Nugget by a twisted sense of loyalty and a fear of being alone. Their arguments were legendary, erupting like digital volcanoes in the various Discord servers they frequented. Nugget, despite his cutesy online persona, was a master manipulator, twisting Kyle's words and playing the victim to garner sympathy from unsuspecting bystanders. Kyle, in turn, would lash out, his anger fueled by a potent mix of insecurity and resentment. Ironically, Kyle was a Discord moderator. Yes, you read that right. The same guy who reveled in online mayhem was tasked with maintaining order in a virtual community. It was a role he took surprisingly seriously, perhaps as a way to atone for his own digital sins. He patrolled the server with the vigilance of a hawk, ready to pounce on any unsuspecting user who dared to violate the sacred rules. Spammers were swiftly banned, trolls were silenced, and anyone caught using excessive emojis was subjected to a stern talking to. Kyle, in his role as moderator, was a force to be reckoned with. It was almost comical, the duality of it all. One minute, he'd be threatening to unleash the hounds of hell on some poor soul who dared to post a slightly off-color meme. The next, he'd be back to his old tricks, stirring up trouble and leaving a trail of digital chaos in his wake. It was enough to make one question the very fabric of reality. But every reign of terror must come to an end, and so it was with Nugget. His downfall, as it turned out, was a love of My Little Pony friendship is magic. More specifically, it was his unwavering devotion to Fluttershy, the shy, animal-loving Pegasus, that proved to be his undoing. You see, Nugget had a secret so embarrassing, so utterly mortifying, that its revelation sent shockwaves through the online community. He wrote fan fiction. And not just any fan fiction, mind you, but My Little Pony Friendship is magic fan fiction. And not just any My Little Pony fan fiction, but Fluttershy-centric romantic fan fiction. And not just any Fluttershy-centric romantic fan fiction, but, well, you get the picture. It was bad. Really bad. The kind of bad that makes you want to gouge your eyes out with a rusty spoon. The kind of bad that makes you question your faith in humanity. The kind of bad that could only have been written by someone who'd spent far too much time alone in a dark room, surrounded by empty cans of energy drinks and the faint glow of a computer screen. The discovery of Nugget's secret shame was like a bomb going off in the Discord server. Screenshots of his cringe-inducing prose were shared far and wide, accompanied by mocking laughter and cries of, "I can't unsee that." Nugget, unable to withstand the relentless onslaught of ridicule and humiliation, did the only thing he could do. He deleted his account and vanished into the digital ether, never to be heard from again.